Do you ever find yourself going to websites as a photographer, or you get maybe some random questions from a bride when they're meeting with you, and you're wondering, where did these questions come from, right? Not the wedding wire. All these places will have separate questions, and you're like, why are they asking these questions? So I kind of did a little rundown, and I found this one website that was like 10 things about photographers, or 10 things that irk photographers the most. And I want to just kind of do a rundown with you from a real photographer and seeing if this actually, we care about this or not, or if this actual thing, and we get into it. What's up, guys? Welcome. It's just sitting behind the computer, and as I move, it'll move with me, so it'll all keep me centered into the frame. So simple as that. If you guys are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Video helps anybody, get a thumbs up, and then click that bell for notifications. It'll tell you every time I come on. I don't know if I just did that. I feel like I just did it, and then I started talking about the Osmo. Anywho, if you guys are a photographer, look at my description below. Tons of stuff in there for you guys. So this is from a website that I was looking up called Brush Up by Creative Market. You guys can see all that stuff down there. And then all these sites tend to blog the same thing over and over again. They tend to get some information randomly. Maybe it's AI generated all over the internet, and they try to create these. And a lot of these times, these aren't written by photographers. So let's see if this is actually a legit thing, right? So these are 10 things photographers freaking hate with a passion. Let's say with a passion. Let's do this thing I saw on Pinterest. Yes. I hate it because the expectation of what we do as artists are built into what somebody else has done already. You're hiring a photographer as an artist. You're hiring them to capture your wedding in one possible way in their style. And you say, hey, I love your style, but can you do it like this? And so this is what happens in these two pictures that come on Pinterest, which is kind of common. We always get these gimmicky little pictures that come on, but that doesn't mean we hate Pinterest, guys. We like Pinterest, but how we like using Pinterest is simple. I like saying, hey, send me your Pinterest board and let's go through it together. And I'm looking at lighting style. I'm looking at passion. I'm looking at, are the couples kissing, not kissing? What is it they like about these images that I'm going to then implement into your photos? But you're sitting there going, I want him to pick me up like this in the first shot. Next shot, I want him to hold me over his shoulder. Next shot, I want to run towards him and kiss. Like, we create that. That's not a wedding. That's not fun anymore. And that's just somebody else's work. And I always joke and say, well, you hired me, so why wouldn't you just hire this person that does this? These are, in my mind, British images, little like this right here, which is fine. But we love it, hate it. So not with a freaking passion, maybe side passion, right? Oh my God, this shot right here, guys. I've actually gotten that 6 times, and I did one with a Star Wars theme. So I don't know much about Star Wars, but I had to go through and Star Wars it up for them. So this picture I've seen a lot. Being treated like a terrorist. So this isn't just weddings, right? So you guys know the copyright law, right? So basically any public place I can shoot. I don't have to ask questions. Any place that has a public, if there's an expectation of public and a non-expectation of privacy, I can shoot at. So I can't go into a building that's a private owned company. I can go to the post office and shoot because it's government, it's public. But there's certain places I cannot shoot. What you cannot do to a photographer is you cannot walk outside at a park, outside of the mall, outside of Walmart, anything like that. You can't walk up to a photographer and tell them to stop recording. You cannot go up to them and tell them, hey, I do not give you permission to take my photo or video, because that's not a thing in a public area. You are in a public area. If I was in your house, totally different thing. If I was in your business, totally different thing. But most of the times, you guys see these videos on TikTok and Instagram all the time. I am just a photographer. I am here documenting, taking pictures people have done for hundreds of years. And just because you don't like it doesn't mean I have to stop, right? And that's going to be a me and you question. But this happens a lot where I'm shooting maybe downtown Reno. Somebody says, you're not allowed to shoot out here. My business is in the back. My logo is back there, over there. And then it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't affect me. If I really care about it, I'll Photoshop your logo out. But just because your logo's on the outside of a building doesn't mean that you own the walkway or the public walkway. So yes, and if you don't know, right? It's like the whole HIPAA talk. If you don't know. Competing for attention with cell phone photographers. I don't care about this that much. This is not with a freaking passion. In fact, when I'm shooting, and this is probably weddings is what we're talking about here, but it looks like they're at a concert or something. If I'm at a venue or a concert that's hired me, I'm up front. I'm not worried about your cell phones. But if I'm shooting a wedding and there's cell phones everywhere coming left and right, I'm going to do my best to get shots without them in there and then with them in there, right? So I'm going to get shots of both, making sure that I am documenting it. That's my job, is to document a wedding. So if there's cell phones, cool. They're taking a picture of the bride and groom. I'm going to get that shot of the phone, the inception shot of it. And then if not, We're just not going to worry about it. We're going to shoot through. We're going to do whatever. The officiant can say, hey, please put your phones away. There could be a sign that says, we invited you for the day. Please put your phones away. People are still going to do it. But also, people are bringing iPads now, and that's a whole thing. It's a little much for me. So, nope, don't really care. Gorgeous photo. You must have a great camera. I do remember that back in the day, photographers would hate stuff like this. And the answer is yes, my camera is capable of creating amazing imagery. But yes, I am the photographer and I am the artist and I'm creating the stuff and all that. So if somebody says this to a photographer and they get upset, then they're probably a newer photographer. People see a big camera, they think it takes better photos. And as a non-photographer, why would they think anything different? Right? That's like the whole Wagyu thing. I look at a piece of meat and I'm like, oh, Wagyu is going to be more delicious than this prime ribeye. But I don't know because I'm educated that way. So it's this is your chance to educate them. And it's always in a joke, right? So oh my God, gorgeous photo. You must have a great camera. Yep, I do. The camera's amazing. I do nothing to it. I just push buttons and then that's it. And that's literally what I tell people. And they walk around, they go, oh, we know it's all, they understand it. But let's give them a little education. Let's give them a little breathing room. Let's not be so upset about these little things so much. So not a freaking passion. So far, nothing with a freaking passion so far. So this website's being a little crazy. Let's put the baby in this. I am not a newborn photographer for this reason. So yes, let's call this a freaking, let's give them one. Number 5 is a freaking passion. So for some reason, or newborn photographers want to put babies in things. They want to put them in shoes. They want to put them on a football. They want to put them in their dad's side pocket. And I don't get it. But look at like this image right here. That is sketchy. That is dangerous. Look at that. That is dangerous. This is shoes. This is fine. But like this right here. Oh, it's cute. Let's have somebody hold it on a hook for a second. And then the baby moves. And then you're catching. Oh my God. Let's put a baby in this is fine. I do a few newborns for a few select clients. But they are lifestyle newborns, meaning that they're in the room and they're wearing white and we're cuddling the baby. We're changing the baby. We're talking to the baby. We're doing cute things with the baby. But this is not what I do. If you guys do like this, though, I have amazing referrals in my town that I can refer you to, but this is why I don't do it because I don't trust myself hanging a baby from things. Like this right here is what I do. Oh, getting peed on. There is a website out there, or maybe images or something, where it shows people getting peed on by babies. It's a thing. Can I get all the raw photos from your shoot? I've mentioned this on my page, on my channels and all that stuff, and we talk about it all the time. But yes, I'm helping a videographer with this right now too. But can I get all the original raws from the shoot? What I want to preface is this. I hate this with a passion when it's asked. So maybe 2. We got 2 now, 2 passions. But when people are asking this question, they are asking simply because they are worried that the photographer hasn't delivered everything that is good from the imagery. So the photographer either A, didn't utilize the conversation correctly and say, hey, I'm going to make sure that I'm going to deliver as many as I possibly can to you and the best that I possibly can to you. Or 2, you've delivered very little images and the clients are like, oh my God, you missed this. And so they start to go, can I get the raw photos? What they're really asking is, can I get all the photos or can I see all the photos? Can I get some more photos? They're not asking specifically for raw imagery. Now, if you're non-bride watching, if you're a non-photographer watching this, what a raw image is an unedited images in the full. Meaning if I deliver you a raw image, there's no edits to them at all. It's really out of my camera giving to you. Also, 90% of the people that are non-photographers do not have software to open a raw file. It's a CR2 in Canon world. You can't open it. So if I give you the raw files and you say, can I have the raw files? You have to then buy software just to utilize and open it and then edit it if you're going to edit it, which is a big no-no. But that's what raw is. So I like to ask, what do you need them for? What do you mean? And it's been a long time since I've been asked this question in a wedding world. Commercial world, I got asked yesterday and I haven't heard back from the dude. So that's how it is. When you edit our photos and put them on Facebook, oh, they're just saying compression things. That's not what happens. So back in the day, people would edit the photo. Oh, wait. When you edit our photos and put them on Facebook, Jesus, I read that wrong. People breaking copyright. Yes, I hate this, but it's not with a passion, right? So when they buy the digital image from me, they're buying a digital copyright. Their copyright says they cannot edit or sell the image. They can post, print, and share whatever you want. But the fact that people decide that they want to edit a professional photographer's image is insane to me. That's like buying art and then drawing a little bit on it and then now calling it your art. You bought it because you liked it. That's why you bought it. But if somebody buys the image, and this isn't too drastic, but they even throw a little filter on it, and the filter just completely blows everything out and makes it crazy. I'm like, why did I even edit it? Why did you hire me in the first place? That's a little bit lame ball. So yes, I agree with this. So we have 3. Never having good photos of ourselves. This happens. In fact, this happens to me because I will shoot people. I will then have people shoot me, and I get maybe a couple here and there that I like. But family photos and all that, my family, my wife, my kids are in it, and you hand it over. But with tech now, I was shooting at Disneyland with my camera and I gave it to my daughter to grab some pictures of me, and I have auto eye focus. I have to hit this button, it'll find my eye, and my camera right now has my face. So it'll find my eye and then it'll take my picture. Boom, they know exactly what to do. Doesn't really happen anymore. Tech is built in with us. And if you're worried about it, don't let them take a photo with your camera. Have them do it with an iPhone because iPhone's a lot easier. It's a lot harder to miss. When you make us miss the good light, this is an internal battle that I have with myself, internal while it's happening. In fact, I made this little video, but I shot a wedding and the light was money. It was so good. It was in Tahoe. You could see the cotton candy clouds coming through and the lights were just perfect. I couldn't mess up a shot. They could be tongue out, weird aliens on them, and it still would have been a beautiful shot. And then they didn't want sunset shot, and so we moved on. But so if people are behind, speeches are going over or something, and I'm starting to miss the light, there's nothing I can do, right? It's especially at a wedding, it's not my jam. It's their wedding, and oh God, I thought I saw somebody behind me in the camera. It's not my jam, so I have to take a breath, think, and either miss the light or shoot with crappy light at the end. But we only get in a given day, let's say morning and night, 1 hour of really good lighting where it's just like beautiful, and then otherwise we're adjusting everything else, right? Terrible. So I haven't seen these guys, so FYI. So I'm reading this first time you are. Terrible photography cliches. Oh God, you remember when people used to do that one full color item with a black and white? We call this decolorization. Since this is not a photography website, it's called decolorization. When I was a photographer 16 years ago, when I first started, this was a thing. And I learned how to sculpt around and then make that in color and everything else in black and white. And every client asked for it. And I was like, this is what it's going to be for the rest of my life. And then it's gone. Yes, I hate this. Also, one thing that I want newer photographers to know, or photographers to know in general, is when you do stuff like this, guys, this will only last you a few years. And then your client's going to look back at these 10 years from now. So I have clients probably 10 years ago, and they're looking back at their images, and then they go, oh my God, remember when we used to do that? So I just don't want to be that photographer anymore. So there's trends right now. It's the blurry trend where you just have everything blurry. The girl's just doing this and her hair's blurry and everything's blurry. It looks like the photographer doesn't know how to take pictures. That's what I hate right now. Good. Oh my God, the tilting of the camera. You don't tilt anymore, guys. That horizon line, so I shoot a lot at the lake at Tahoe, and so I use that as my horizon, but if the horizon starts to do this, annoying. What drives you nuts? So that's it. So this one's pretty good. There's 3 of them on there, so I'm going to find a few more for you guys and do some more videos on this, but a little bit of detail. Dogs are barking. That's just what's happening. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.